Well, hello, we're going to be wood carving today with the Bodgers. And we've got Mark, who's an expert. He's going to start by showing a most unusual tool and give us a high-speed demonstration of some carving. And then we're going to have a go at carving a Tudor Rose. So here goes.
Well, I hadn't seen one of these before. Really had me puzzled. Anyway, see the next bit. You're in for a treat.
There he goes. We'll be live on YouTube.
That's right, yeah. So you just made a whole row of dots.
Load of dots.
It looks like a tar fretboard or something. Mm-hmm. So you're lining, put a pencil line around down each of those dots.
I don't know how you can see where the dots are.
You put the pencil in the dot. Oops.
You've got good eyes because the light's going, isn't it?
It's obviously better than we are.
Yeah. My camera's actually picking up more than I'm seeing. I don't know.
I'm sure it is.
Yeah.
I'll just do that.
Just scrolling a line down the side, okay.
I'll put in the lines.
Alright, so you're doing crisscross grid. Piano keyboard, isn't it? Yes. Just like that.
You have to be in carve. Very good. Why do I have all that trouble? It's easy.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, why do I have so much trouble?
It is when you've got the miles.
Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah. I think these chisels have got out of sync.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
Yes, a little bit. Yeah.
I think the ruffians in the class have been turning his toolbox over.
These are going to be alright.
Just a little bit extra.
Got little various punches.
Yeah.
Lots of different
Just
types.
that's just a hollow,
okay. Yep.
hollow
Yeah.
punch.
Yep.
He used to come in and do it. Mark probably knows him actually.
Ah. It's like a little punch, isn't it?
Lovely, isn't it?
Well, that's what it is. It's a hollow. It's just a hollow.
Yeah.
Yeah, but very quickly it gives a nice...
But where's
But
all...
like you look at how much detail that's added.
It certainly, yeah. Where's the... There's no wood going in it, is there? It's
No,
just
it's just hollow.
It's just hollow grit. It's a smaller one. Wow.
I've got one in the middle of it. I think,
Thanks. You get that in certain light as well. It really
Yeah.
catches the shadow, doesn't it?
Doesn't it? Yeah.
Mark had kindly brought along some examples of his carving, and it's very interesting seeing the sorts of things that he does. Well, the next challenge for us was to carve this Tudor Rose, and quite a good project actually, not too big. Got very technical in the marking out, and I actually made a few mistakes first time round. I seemed to end up with a four-sided circle. Anyway, Mark soon put me right. Great fun seeing all these carving chisels, bit of tool envy there, and it was nice actually just being able to see the different sweeps from the different makers, that's the curvatures, and seeing these mallets as well, which have been made from old bowling balls. Anyway, on to the marking out for the Tudor Rose.
Mark the top,
Compass.
and then you've got the compass still at the same diameter. Okay, yeah. So this is all to get the circle into 5, isn't it?
Yes, dividing it up into 5.
Yeah.
And then you line through.
Okay, yeah.
And you put a little mark there.
Right.
And then that line there goes to there.
Oh, okay, so that's where it's changed to make it a bit bigger to get.
And then you put a line there. And then that line there to there gives you the positions.
Forgetting it split to 5. So is this a Tudor Rose?
Yes.
Yeah. Go.
It's slightly out, so you've got to
not
just.
the best compass, probably actually.
Sometimes sharpening the pencil is a better bet.
Oh yes, yeah.
And you have to then just remark. It grows, as you can see.
Yeah. And hope it. Oh, that's it. Bang on.
Bang on.
Perfect.
So that position. That position.
Tell you've done this a few times.
Yeah. Now you set your compass to roughly 18 odd mil.
Okay. This is for the centre of the rose. Nice.
And then you divide that roughly by half.
Okay. Yeah. So that's like inner petals,
Outer petals. That's it.
Right.
And then all you do then, just to help yourself, you draw. Yes, you have to line those through. So you'll have to go from there.
Okay. That's for your inner flower.
That's to show you that position. It is a bit complicated.
Yeah. You end up with lots of lines.
Yeah, so if you mark them out a lot, you get to know what lines you need. And, like people will draw in the actual pentagon. You don't need that.
No. Do you do quite a lot of these?
Sometimes I do jobs where I have to do 30 of them.
Goodness. Must look lovely though when it's done.
So you've got that.
Yeah.
That's a lovely pencil, that is.
It is, isn't it? Yes. They're very nice and fine, little propelling. You can get them on Amazon for about 10 for £6 or something.
Right. Now, as you can see, that is your outer shape.
Yes.
Isn't it?
And we've got 5. That's when I first attempted this. I did it wrong and got 4. So this is where we got your expert.
Right. The marking out is the
real challenge, isn't it?
Challenge, really. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
If everybody can get to that stage.
Yeah, great. So apparently being told to do these fairly deep, so using a V-gouge at the moment. Probably doing them far too deep, but we'll see. There we are. Very interesting was having not done much carving, it's a good chance to actually try a project and see how it goes, isn't it?
Yeah.
Leave it at that perhaps? So I think what I've got to do now is I've got to do the petals, haven't I? The inside.
Yeah.
Going round.
Right, turn that off.
I'm now using a sort of shallow curve, it's number 3 as it happens, and I'm supposed to give a couple of cuts. I haven't got that quite right, but one can sort of see the effect. Do you think I should be getting that a bit more welly? Or let's try another. About there, you think? Oops.
Yeah.
Got that.
Did that.
Yeah, dear. Okay, a bit of a cock up there, but never mind. Let's keep going. It's obviously the kind of thing you learn, isn't it, as you do more of this. Yeah. Maybe I'll keep my tool a bit more upright. I think I had my tool sloping too much. It's funny, when you're doing something you haven't done and you have to learn it, I'm so used to doing stuff where you know what you're doing, and then suddenly you're faced with something
a bit strange,
a bit different. Yes, I am hashing that a bit, but never mind. I'll come round. It's quite good to try something you're not confident about, just to sort of bring you down a bit. Yeah, definitely it's keeping this still fairly steep.
Yeah.
This seems to be, because I think I had it too low down and I was then shipping. Okay, you've got to get 2 cuts in there. You're being quite bold, aren't you, with it?
Yes. And you see, the thing is you now want sort of, because you haven't gone deep enough with that.
Okay, clean that up.
You've got to clean that up.
This is where all my chickens come home to roost, don't they, if I've not done it right.
Well, you learn as you're going on.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Well, it's got to be sort of quite bold with all of this, really, is what I'm sort of concluding.
And you see, this is where you'll struggle with a big chisel like this, because you're having to...
Yeah.
But you're...
Okay.
I think you're fine with it.
Yeah.
Yeah?
I'll carry on. Yeah.
And then just...
So I'm just hammering out these petals. Probably got all the grain going the wrong way, probably. There we are, coming down. Hard to predict the grain direction, isn't it, with this? That's sort of what it does. It's like watching people for the first time do blacksmithing. They never hit it hard enough, and I'm sure that's the same. Mark's probably looking at some of us and saying, oh, well, you ought to just hit it a bit harder.
Yeah. Oh, no, I'm the same.
It's quite hard to keep the pattern sort of in one's mind, isn't it, as to what one's trying to get it to.
A problem with.
Yeah. When you get bits that you feel, oh, that's not quite right, you just have to keep going, don't you, really? You can't not try. Just hope for the best. Quite a big one, so it's that one.
No, not the outside.
Always like to pop over to the stable and say hello to Donkey, but Donkey's well over in the field today, enjoying the little bit of sun there is. Actually, I think, given that none of us have done this before, I think we're all doing pretty well, personally.
I think sometimes you can try and do too much. I think I should have stopped about half an hour
I've
ago.
had that, yeah, definitely. Looking good today. Looking good. Yeah, nice.
Not bad for a leather work though, eh?
It's not, no.
Pieces. It's easy to chip off a piece like that. So now what I'm trying to do is correct these shapes on the inner ones where it's got slightly damaged.
Yes, my inner ones are getting smaller.
Yeah, they're going slightly deeper.
Yeah.
Do another one there in line with that.
Parallel
One
to
there
that one.
and the same, and then you come across there and you just go across that one.
Just like that.
Well, this is what we were aiming for, and actually we didn't do too badly. I mean, there's a long way to go, but show you a quick tour around. I thought this one was excellent. It's a larger block of wood, which probably made it a bit easier, but it's very good. And then another nice one here, complete with bloodstain. That's my effort. Yes, okay, let's quickly move on. There we go. Having a nice cup of tea after all that work. More here. People, I think, did really well. It was very, very interesting anyway. I want to do more of this.
Well, I hope you enjoyed our attempts at carving. I have to say it was not easy, but it was good. It was good to try something a bit different and something one hasn't done for quite a while. I'm going to have a go at doing a bit more carving. I have to say I really enjoyed it. Special thanks to Mark for giving us his expert advice and tips as we went along. Made a great day with the Bodgers. And that's the thing with the Bodgers, you can do such good things. So there you are. Bye bye for now.